its ups and downs. Turn your pretty face to an ugly frown. Seems that when I fix one thing.
Hello, welcome to The Awakening. I'm your host, Angela Brown. Today's topic for discussion is Wing Biz. Wing Biz. You're probably wondering what Wing Biz is. Well, my guest is Michael Banks. He's Wing Biz, and he's going to share with you and all of my viewers out there exactly what Wing Biz is. Welcome, Michael Banks, to my show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you here. First of all, I want to pick your brain. Are you married?
Yes, I am. Have been going on 29 years.
You're kidding. You look like you're about 35 years old.
No, we'll be celebrating our 29th anniversary this year.
That is fabulous.
And actually, high school sweethearts.
Still in love?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 29 years. It's more than love.
Okay. How many children do you have, or do you have children?
Yes, we've been fortunate to have been blessed with 3 lovely children. My oldest daughter, Shahara, she'll be turning 29 this year as well. Then I have my son, Michael Jr., who is my right-hand man in the business.
He works with you?
Absolutely.
That's
He's
fabulous.
My general manager. He's taking care of business while I'm here with you.
Okay.
And then I have my darling baby girl, Naisha, who's 22, just recently graduated from Hampton University.
That's fabulous. You've been a good dad to instill things in them like that.
Yeah, I've been very, very fortunate and blessed. I like to think so. That's my biggest accomplishment. I like
But
to
you know,
thank my family.
you're fortunate to be blessed, but think about who put these things in you, your mother and father.
No, absolutely. They're still together today, too.
How many years then? 50?
They celebrated their 50th anniversary a couple of years ago. Yeah.
I know we're talking about food, but right now, don't you believe that for a loving family to make loving children, you must be honest and open with each other?
Yes. I mean, I know people who are madly in love, but still just can't get along because they just doesn't have that chemistry. So, to have that kind of tenure, and to have been together, I think, as long as me and my wife has been, and the couples that I know have been together for equally amount of time. It has a tremendous amount of chemistry, and that comes from being open.
Yes, and it comes from the way we're raised.
Yes.
Okay, now let's talk about food.
All right.
All righty, you are Wing Biz. We just gave you this right now.
I'll take it.
You'll take Wing Biz? That's a really good name for what you're doing.
King,
Wing King, Wing Bing, whatever the case may be. What got you started into the food business?
Well, I actually coming out of retirement to start this business.
You were retired from where?
I had a previous business, a federal contracting business, that I sold in 05, October 05. Business did quite well, and I had planned on not going back to work actually.
Just going to sit around and relax?
Yeah, sure, that was the plan. The business did just that well enough where me and the wife would have been fine, and probably could have left a little something, not much, but a little something for the kids. But
don't you think retiring is like dying?
That's the true term to me.
Yes.
The definition of retirement is
dying.
death, so.
It's death. You don't do anything.
Yeah, so just coming out of retirement in terms of not working actively in the workforce, if I were to put retirement in perspective. But during that time, I was spending a lot of time actually raising my grandson, Michael
your grandfather
Jr.'s son.
too.
Yep, sure is.
Fabulous.
And while I was raising him, I shouldn't say raising him, spending a lot of time with him, I started thinking about something I could leave to him.
A legacy.
A legacy, exactly. I was fortunate enough to meet some folks in my previous business who were what we've referred to as generational wealth, second and third generation money. And I was, thinking about how I can leave something for my grandson. So I started thinking about the franchising. And what made franchising interesting to me is the fact that I remember the first McDonald's I went to probably 40 years ago. I remember the first Subway I went to 30 years ago. So a
And
good
they're still
solid,
flourishing.
and they're still there. Maybe they changed hands, but the fact that they're still in that same location.
And the food is good.
And the food is good. The concept is good. They'll stick around.
Right.
So that got me thinking about, again, if I want to leave something for my grandson 15, 20 years from now, franchise is a proven business model that I thought would work for what I was trying to accomplish. So actually, before I went into the wing business, I just looked at franchising overall. Looked at a couple of different concepts.
Like what?
Looked at the Quiznos, the Subways. I must admit, I looked at the big franchise, the McDonald's and the Burger King, but
Oh, yeah.
a little too big, too much effort at this point in
Would
my
take
life.
too much of your time.
Too much of my time, a little bit too much of my money.
Okay, okay. You
And,
invested your own money, I'm
yes,
sure.
Yes, so.
Weren't you a little bit scared, Michael?
Oh, absolutely.
Shaken just a little bit? Yeah, I can imagine.
You put a lot on the line,
Oh, you
particularly
sure
in,
do.
you know, at the time we started the business, the economy wasn't as it is or has been for the last couple of months, but it was making that trend toward that direction because I know the market was changing. We had, unfortunately, had lost some money in the market, so
Okay.
there certainly was some concern about the trend, the way things were going. But as with any business, anyone will tell you who's in business, there's a level of risk associated with starting any business, and I guess that's what's intriguing most about it.
What are the risks? What are the risks? Taking the wrong job? Starting the wrong business?
Well, what just doing a risk analysis, I always felt if a business didn't work, I felt I had strong enough skills to always get a job.
To go back to work yourself?
I felt I could
Okay.
always be able,
Okay.
had enough talent and skills and knowledge to bring something to a table to any employer. Thought I was employable. Making that leap into business, the big risk just comes in the fact that you could lose everything that you've worked so hard for.
Your home?
Your home,
Stocks,
your
bonds, savings account, car,
strain on relationships,
divorce.
divorce, your wife.
You could even get sick and have a heart attack or a stroke.
Absolutely,
Because I've heard of that.
Yeah, and without that umbrella of that, that business that have maybe disability insurance or those things, as an independent business person, those costs are pretty expensive.
Okay.
Initially, so yeah, those are some concerns and risks that anyone who's going into business have to really take a close look at. And I've always been a person that put everything on paper.
Yeah.
And I learned that from my father, from a simple budget. So you do your analysis, you put it all on paper, your monthly bills, your from not only your obligated bills, mortgage, rent, food, but
Electricity, gas, water, exactly.
those things don't go away. But then some fun money, because you gotta have a life.
Fun. You
gotta have a life.
fun.
And then after that, you throw another 20% on, 30% on unexpected, and you look at those numbers and you think about, okay, this is where you need to be. And this is, if you're starting a business, this to get there, what it's going to take to get there. You plug all that in, and then that's when you do the big risk. And can I get there? Is it attainable? Is it achievable? Are we setting goals that are really just totally unrealistic? So,
I'm sure you talked it over with your wife.
Wife, as I said, we've been together for married 29 years. We've been together since 7th grade. So, of course, everything's discussed with her, has been extremely supportive. Couldn't have done what I have done or plan to do without the wife.
Did she ever say to you, Michael, you're out of your mind?